Justice Alito.
Let's start with just the bare statutory language. You have arguments about structure. You have arguments about history. There are strong arguments, but let's just start with the bare statutory language, regulate importation. If we disregard all of the rest, would you dispute that that would include the imposition of a fee?
So if it's revenue, yeah, we do dispute that, absolutely.
What if there were a statute that said, suppose that there's a particular national park that's very crowded, and Congress passes a statute that says the National Park Service may regulate admission to the park. Would you say, well, that does not allow them to impose a fee?
So, Your Honor, sometimes we think of fees as not revenue raising, but rather capturing the cost of government services. In your example, the going to the park, that may, those kinds of cases, which I think.
Suppose it goes beyond the cost of running the park. Congress just wants to control admission to the park, regulate admission. Wouldn't that include the imposition of a fee?
So if it doesn't raise revenue, then, and it's not about that, then I think that's fine. If it does,
it raises revenue. That's
then I think it's a tougher
the hypothetical. That wouldn't apply.
So I think in that circumstance that it wouldn't be a regulation in context. It wouldn't be permitted. That is, at least in the context of tariffs and trade, we know, Justice Alito.
Okay, well, that gets into your other arguments. We start out with the bare statutory language, and that was what my question was about. Do you think all tariffs are revenue raising? Suppose that instead of imposing these across the board tariffs, suppose that an executive order imposed a tariff on one particular country and provided that this would take effect in 90 days. And suppose that within those 90 days, an agreement is reached with that country so that no tariff is ever collected. Would that be a revenue-raising tariff?
I take it the initial point and on its face, it is revenue raising, that's what it's for. And so I think that would. And look, I don't doubt that there are edge cases. That is what this court's confronted just recently in FCC versus Consumer Research. And you said, look, what is a tax is sometimes very hard. What is revenue raising? This is obviously revenue raising. Their own brief to the court says it's going to raise $4 trillion. And Justice Alito, you in your Consumers Research dissent, or Justice Gorsuch's dissent that you joined, said taxation is special and different. And it is the most powerful thing the government does. And the idea that Congress, when they know exactly how to write tariff and tax statutes, gave this power by implication through the word regulate, I think is very, very hard.
Well,